going on? I'm Lauren Abraham. I'm a new athlete to bodybuilding.com. I have a professional background in snowboarding and have been a TV host for the last 7 years on networks like FSN, ESPN, Spike, Versus, and now currently am the host for World Records Summit and a sponsored stand-up paddleboarder. Today we're going to go over my tricks of training, supplementation, nutrition, how I diet. But before we dive into that, I want to tell you a little bit more about me. I started out snowboarding at 14 years old. I was originally on the ski team, banging gates and ski racing and making my parents happy. And I went to the dark side, started snowboarding, and became pro within like 2 years. And then started competing and took off with it. Got sponsored head to toe, like 12 different sponsors. Moved to Lake Tahoe in 1998 and was just rocking, like winning border crosses, 5th fastest in the nation, doing awesome stuff. And then next thing you know, my body started breaking down. I got shoulder surgery on both my shoulders. I broke my wrist, I broke my back twice. And just when my dad was like, enough is enough, focus on your education, I went and landed a stunt double job out in Big Bear for a film. And he told me not to jump, and what did I do? I went ahead and jumped, and I broke both my ankles, my right side of my rib cage, my nose, landed myself in a wheelchair, and before I knew it, I lost my snowboarding scholarship. I had to drop out of school. I lost all my sponsors in snowboarding, and I pretty much went into isolation, became addicted to drugs and alcohol, and lived in a wheelchair and was doing that whole thing for a while. Kind of like, it was a nightmare. I just said enough is enough, and I put myself in an all-women's treatment facility. And so I went in there, got clean and sober, and have been clean and sober for a long time, about 7 years. Next thing you know, started showing up in the commentator's booth at snowboard competitions, and just so happens, accidentally, my buddy put a microphone in my lap as he's flipping through his notes. I grabbed the microphone, boom, next rider on course is whoever it was. I got hired by the local TV station, then a year later, Fox Sports Net found me, picked me up, gave me my own show, gave me another show. Then ESPN called, wanted me to do X Games. I just got signed a 20-episode deal with World Records Summit, which is the creating, breaking, and making of world records for action sport athletes. The transition's been amazing. So now that you know a little bit about my history, my background, the trials and tribulations, let's jump into a little bit about my training. As far as training goes, like Monday through Monday, it's not a Monday through Friday deal. It's just a lifestyle. Like a lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna go train, I'm gonna go train. For me, I'm gonna go do my job. This is what I've been doing for so long. It's just part of the deal. It's part of what is demanded on me as a TV host and fitness model. I do yoga probably 5 days a week, maybe sometimes more if I can. I definitely am out stand-up paddleboarding or snowboarding or surfing 4 times a week. And weight training probably 4 times a week. So it's pretty consistent. I love it. It's my life. So in the morning, I train with weights, and then I follow it with an hour or 45 minutes of cardio class afterwards to keep the motivation going. And as far as my weights go, I train really, really intense. Like you don't ever see me standing around, breathing, taking a break, and I'm in there usually 2 hours, 20 reps in the lower body, 20 reps for the sets in the upper body. And with my abs, I do 4 sets, and it's always 50 on each side. I blast those abs like you wouldn't believe. I don't focus on the muscle groups and all that stuff. I focus on upper body and lower body. Let's say Monday I do legs, and then Tuesday I do back and all that. I don't train my arms, I don't train my chest. I feel like I get enough of that in my yoga. I am addicted to abs. I do abs probably every single day that I do weights. And if I'm not doing weights and I'm just doing like a yoga or a spin, I'm gonna do abs. I mean, if you want to train for winter and summer sports on a board, your core has got to be so tight. I bet if I would have had a stronger core when I was younger and I was breaking down, I probably wouldn't have broken down so fast. Like I said, you know, like for me, it's about my lifestyle. I have to be able to paddle out, so I swim. What do I swim with? I swim with the thing, one of those floaty things in between my legs, and I just paddle. When I'm training for my snowboarding stuff, I'm doing all balance squats, balance Bosu lunges. Everything that is totally making me stronger so I can carry on what I love to do, and that is be on a board, whether it's in the water or in the snow. My subtalar joint's toast, and it's the joint that you use to walk on uneven ground and to take impact. So walking on dirt, walking on gravel, sand, snow. That joint has been so sensitive since my accident I have not been able to do elliptical machines. I do those, I walk and fall off because I'm in so much pain, haven't been able to run. So I've had to find ways, how can I still stay lean and get my cardio in? And I've been doing it through stairs, through the stair machine because there's no impact there. And I've been doing it through spinning. And now, lots of yoga. Okay, so you figured out a little bit of what I do with my training. You can check out all the stats on the page below. But let's jump into my favorite, and that's nutrition. For me, like I said earlier, I do it very, very different than a lot of the men and women in this industry. When it comes to like a big event coming up where I gotta be like a showgirl and I gotta be ready for bodybuilding.com and what they're demanding of me, keeping up with all these hot babes on the team, or when it comes to anything, any TV hosting gig or whatever, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I eat what I want, when I want, because I'm working out so much. I'm consistent in my workouts, and so my body's like, it's already become a furnace. You know, I'm gonna be burning it off. So I have cookies at night, I have ice cream at night. If I go out to dinner, I eat clean, but I treat myself. I feel that we need to enjoy what we're doing, you know, in our life, and I don't like being on that really strict punishment regimen. I don't believe it. I've punished myself enough already. But when it comes to getting ready for showtime, my showtime meaning the camera, I cut out the sugar. I cut out the sugar for 4 days. And that means I just don't have desserts, I don't have ice cream, and I eat way smaller portions than I usually would. And all of a sudden my body just starts to shrink down. I take the sugar out, sodium out, the flour out, and all of a sudden I just see my start getting real nice and lean and tight. And then in the middle of the day, I make those green and whey isolate protein shakes. So I really try to stay as natural as possible when it comes to that. And I always put the greens in there, and I put a few strawberries and some almond milk. I stay off of soy milk as much as I can, unless I go to Starbucks or something like that. Or I snack on almonds. I love nuts. They're very high calorie, I know, but they're good for you. They're good fat. They're gonna help you. And then at night, I always have a wonderful salad. Collard greens, kale, spinach, avocado, peppers, strawberries, blueberries, stick them in the salad. Don't use dressing. Use white wine vinegar and a little bit of Parmesan, some salt and pepper, mix that up. It's the most delicious thing you've ever had in your life. But I don't eat every 2 hours. I don't eat every 3 hours. I eat when I'm hungry, and I feed my body with the nutrients that I know my body needs. I totally believe in greens and satiating the body with tons and tons of raw vegetables. You know, you have to be feeding your body with the proper nutrients it needs, and your body needs vegetables, it needs fruit, it needs those natural sugars. It's about how good I can feel, what my body truly needs. If I'm having a strenuous day, like I have an early call time, and I know that I gotta push energy through all the way to the day until they wrap the cameras at night, you know, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have my coffee, I'm gonna have my eggs, I'm gonna have my toast, I'm gonna have my fruit, or maybe I'm gonna have some salad. I'm gonna have all that because I have to sustain the energy to keep it going. I have to have those carbohydrates so my brain can function. I have a horrible memory loss if I'm not feeding my brain the carbohydrates that it needs. Okay, so now since I've talked to you about nutrition and my little tricks and trades and what I indulge in, check out the page below for my entire program. But now let's jump into what I really love, supplementation. Supplements are amazing and they're so necessary. When it comes to cleansing and fasting and detoxing, I'm a heavy believer in that. I do cleanses like the Dr. Schultz cleanse, the Master Cleanse. Your body needs to take a rest from having to process the food and actually put in some herbs and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Get into cleanses. The top 3 supplements I think that everyone needs to really make a part of their daily regimen is the greens, whether it's a powder or something that's already in a little packet. So important, especially if you're crazy busy and you can't get your salads or whatever. And I think protein, I always stick to the most organic, clean whey protein I can. And probably the third one, an anti-aging supplement. There's calciums and coral calciums and like a CoQ10 or something that's gonna make your hair and your skin glow and grow and just make you feel vibrant. Because if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you're gonna do good. And that's pretty much what it's all about. All right, ladies ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm Lauren Abraham, and today we covered my training, my nutrition, my supplementation. And if you'd like to find out more, you can always visit my Body Space. For more content like this, just go ahead and check out bodybuilding.com.
The content of this video is provided for informational purposes only and should not be considered or relied upon as medical advice. Consult a nutritionist, doctor, or certified trainer with questions. Discontinue physical activity and seek medical help if you experience pain or dizziness. Bodybuilding.com is not responsible for injuries arising from the use of this content. This content is copyright 2011 Bodybuilding.com, all rights reserved.